Yo, how's everybody doing? Hope you guys are hyped for the Viper Pearl guide this morning. It looks like first we have a VOD review redemption from Darrow. Oh. Let's see. You'd not enter any gambles. You restrained yourself. I mean, you could have done that and then had the best of both worlds. All right, let's see. Do we have notes for Darrow? I think so. Yep, we're in here. All right. Our last note was, dang, it's been like half a month. Okay. All right, let's switch over to the VOD review stream. Oh my goodness, it's the wrong banana. Apologies. Oh, thanks for the follow. All right. You have your tracker, Darrow? Can you drop it in chat? Because I didn't save it last time. And let's see, we got some notes. We needed to mix up our offense, pay attention to economy. Defense, we had to get more aggressive, and we had to post up, move less with our operator. All right. So we were Diamond 3. And now we are Diamond 3. Oh, we're not playing much. You gotta practice a bit more. Yeah, we're skipping a lot of days. All right. Take a look at this VOD. Chamber Haven. Oh, we missed the first 2 rounds, man. Man, you got 6 kills. Round 1 and 2 are in description. Oh, but we're spoiled now. All right. But round 1 and 2? More like round 2. Don't worry, Trey Chess. By tomorrow, we'll have the Twitch chat hooked up to the Discord chat. Sorry, I was trying to get it done by last night, but I ran into a little hiccup. I see you in Twitch chat. Rosa recording mid-round. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's get round 2 out though.
Yeah, that works.
मैं बैक साइड होल्ड करता हूँ हैंडल से.
Yeah, knew he was gonna join Twitch. Yeah, I know. Whoa. Should be careful spraying at that range, man. It's really long. That kill's pretty lucky. Speaking of lucky. Nice.
That's 3.
Both low. 100.
Remaining.
88.
Yo, we got the command for this, right?
Yo, nice.
Dang, you ace.
Fantastic.
Oh. Yo, Joel, what's the command for that? We have a command that explains it. Okay, wait. Let's go back. Yeah, you're saying nice shots, but I'm not going to say that. Watch.
That's 3.
Both low.
Crouch spray. Did not connect a shot first. That's not a nice shot. This is lucky. The first kill was really lucky. We were spraying at really long range. This kill is lucky.
Enemy
100.
remaining.
88.
The other 3 kills are nice shots, though.
You're right. Yo, nice.
Yeah, but even notice here in the last
Right.
kill, when he's surprised by Raze's location, instead of moving after his flick, we're instantly crowd spraying. Second kill was through the smoke. No, yeah, second kill was fine. The first kill I didn't like. The third kill. And then that one.
Yo, nice.
I really am fantastic. Tell me what you have learned, Cypher.
Got the aces,
So,
but at what
I mean
cost?
us, please.
Yeah, at the cost of me getting mad at his gunfight hygiene. Let's keep watching.
B चलते हैं, अपने पास
Alright, so they're on eco. Oh, wait, no. We're on eco. And pull the notes back up. Okay. So we're on eco. We should pay attention to the economy. They will probably have a buy. We won't. And we've just hit sites. I presume we hit.
close range खेलते
Okay,
हैं.
bye.
Let's try. B चलते हैं, मैं garage और C push hold करता हूँ, तुम लोग कुछ respectively. Smokes दे दो.
Spike down.
Sky दो.
Spike down mid.
What is that omen smoke on the minimap?
2 guys.
Yeah, well.
Player standing.
Yeah, you see this, Daryl?
2 guys.
Yeah, well.
Player standing.
Instant.
मैं जैसे garage छोड़ा हुआ है.
Wednesday do.
Fake C, if you guys want. The 80 smoke. The jet दे. Smoke दे.
Yeah, what is the enemy economy now? It's around 4.
Try to fix.
Take advantage.
Okay.
They just on rifles again.
एक चीज कर सकते हैं, we can try to fake C if you guys want.
Your last VOD, you had good hygiene?
So Cypher मेरे साथ
Prove it.
दोनों एक ही बार रहते हैं.
Link it.
Omen jet go C and try to like fake C, smoke दे, flash दे.
Let's see it.
Dash कर. Cypher इधर chill मारता है.
Oh, Zayvan, 90... Zayvan's in Twitch chat, by the way. The 90-10 split is Twitch takes a 50% cut of subscriber revenue, but Discord only takes 10%. So they give me a lot more money.
So jet दे. A push हो
Face in there.
And I don't mind streaming to less people, you know, as long as there's enough people that I can VOD with you every day. I'm not really in it for the fame or the glory.
Neon. C.
Oh, here we go. He's proving it. Let's see.
Perfect. Yes.
up C.
Yeah, she's Viper is C. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, just I was saying you should go C. I'll make Nazik.
Alright, let's see if he's proving it right now.
दो garage देख
A आ जाओ,
garage
फिर A आ जाओ, A।
ये जाओ
You skip past the good hygiene kill. What do you mean the good hygiene kill, Darrow? You said, and I quote, your last VOD you had good hygiene.
long clear.
Long answer. In short.
Do you mean you had good hygiene for a single fight?
Long.
Because that is not how I interpreted your message.
अरे shot आ गया. What? Who the fuck?
One enemy remaining.
Do we know
Was
what's
garage last.
Yeah, we don't get any good fights this round, but I think you pressed crouch the moment you started shooting that guy.
He might be.
But it's not bad in that scenario.
I don't have bomb vision. Okay, just hide. Yeah, just hide.
Yeah.
Low.
He doesn't want me to watch.
Last player standing.
Wait, don't you win this round? Alright, wait. I need to see a real fight.
Spam. Have my ult. A lot mic spamming. I need it by.
Challenging the ops too long. I like it. Oh, we don't have a Vandal.
Fig, give me.
Hey, one sec. We're just trying to find some Vandal fights.
Don't tell.
You want to play? Let's play.
Enemy spotted B.
Garage है B पे
Sage shot.
As long as I can hear your comms, Landorca, is fine. But it depends what you mean by a lot, you know? And of course you had good hygiene this game. You got in the no 50s. You didn't have a chance to have bad hygiene. That fight's not bad, but we're also real close to cover.
Last player.
And there we die before we can shoot. Here we go. Finally. Surprised by Viper. See? Crosshair's not on her. What are we doing with surprise? We flick, panic shoot, and we unswing the angle. Yep. So here you flick, you crouch. Here we got surprise, and again, we're not moving. We get surprised by this chamber. So the reason we move when we get surprised isn't... It might not be straightforward for everybody. So let me quickly boot up Haven and try to illustrate this a bit more. So you can really understand why this is pretty much always the best thing to do when you get surprised. And you're going to notice when you watch like top players now, you're going to notice they do this too. And you're not going to unsee it. Yeah, JPC. Don't forget we're using Discord chat, guys. We'll have Twitch chat hooked up by like tomorrow.
It has been an honor.
Until then, I am reading Twitch chat, by the way. I do see your messages. Okay. This is not
My
hidden
ult is
tech.
ready.
You assume no one would see it if you didn't? No. Everyone's in. I'll see it. It will show both Twitch and Discord. Yes, Darrow. So Twitch messages will come into this Discord channel. A bot will forward them into here. Okay. So they won't be able to use emojis and whatever, but they will be able to chat. Okay. So let's talk about this logs fight. Okay. Your crosshair's about here, and their head is about here. Do you remember that drill I gave my like students who are below gold, where they over or under aim and then they strafe to correct? That's exactly what you're doing here when you get panicked by that guy. You're gonna like slightly try to over aim him and shoot. Okay, so let's pretend his head's there. So you don't just go to shoot for the head. I mean, I can hit this shot pretty decently, but let's pretend I got even more surprise. Okay, I can't hit this type of flick consistently. So you like over flick and you adjust with your movement, and you're gonna be way more accurate on average because, you know, if you over flick too much, that's fine. You'll just move more, if that makes sense. And if you over flick just a little, that's fine. You'll move less. And if you get really clean at this, it's really consistent. You just start changing how much you're moving. And from this guy's POV, that movement makes it really hard for him to shoot you. So while you're adjusting to their head, you start that little panic movement, and it gives you time. It buys you enough time to actually aim your crosshair on their head. So unless you're like... The reason you'll see this less on these shorter range ones when you're watching pros is because they can hit these. So like this range flick for 10s might actually be a 90% hit rate micro flick. So he might just go for it, right? But if 10s was over here against the guy, he's going to move too, okay? The moment it becomes less than like 90% for them, they're going to start moving. But for us, we shouldn't even be trying to, you know, micromanage our larger flicks like that. We should always be moving. So this chamber surprises us. We should over flick a bit past his head and immediately move. Okay. You tried to prove it, but you haven't proved it.
चलो
Where are we coming?
Let's go back to the VOD you wanted me to review.
can we shift okay shift
Where is this chicken there?
close right check common sir मेरे साथ कोई आ सकता है Common smoke sir
Hey man, if you proved it, I would have been happy. Well, I would have been mad because that means you would have sent me a VOD where you're being really lazy for no reason. But you got the bomb, my friend.
All set up.
Okay.
Multiple seat.
Dude, I love these stickers for the chat overlay. Yo, what's up, Harmless? Twitch chat. Unfortunate.
Enemy remaining.
last city
We don't have a keyboard overlay here, but I can tell you this peak is bad because we're basically holding W and maybe a bit of A, but W is definitely being pressed here. Okay, and that's a problem.
city and
enemy remaining.
last city
They're so massive. Yeah, I'm going to update the renderer so the stickers are like half as big, but they'll still be much bigger than normal emojis. Notice nobody in this lobby has good hygiene, by the way. It's not just you. Oh, wait. What's the enemy economy?
see again I'll hold backside to the top
Here.
and you guys can focus
Okay, the chamber could have an op. And you've called C.
That works.
So I'm hoping you jump spot this
Cypher can you bring spike
or warn the team.
okay normal sky come see
I don't think this counts. That's strike one. Let me boot up the game. Remember, I told you pay attention to the enemy economy. That chamber has 5,200 credits. Where are normal op angles on this map?
Here.
C, B, and A main. You need to do this type of thing, or drone, or flash, before you just peek out. Okay? And this type of peek out, no, not. Not good enough. Still a little risky. We don't have the info.
I'm holding
Watching
this
here.
Cover going
neon
out.
there
See what their neon just did? Look how aware she is. And that's because you pop chamber ult, right? It's more straightforward for their neon because like they know that you have an op. But you should know that they could have an op, right? Because you check the economy. It's the same exact idea. See, and now they got safe info on you and they get the smoke down.
can we commit after the smoke's gone down when the smoke goes down Omen
Okay, you
flash,
want to rehit?
we can go in don't smoke city just smoke re-smoke garage wait for the smoke to go
Shadows.
yeah no come I'm flashed
Smart Omen playing on C. He did not have an op. Okay.
Spike down.
Backside.
C.
I have the spike.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, failed minigame.
Garage.
I'm planting for backside okay, no.
120, 120.
Pooksy's got his notebook out, dude. He's paying attention to everything.
Spike planted.
Chamber was it?
Nice shot.
Oh, nice shot.
Nice.
Nice shot.
Nice one.
You're not part of my big
I'd prefer if we just trusted Sky to post garage. We post a CT.
It's great to see.
Instead of kept moving back and forth.
Let me find you again.
That's a good spot.
Do we make a call here? Enemy team has shotguns. Remember, this is on our notes. Pay attention to economy, enemy ops, and shotguns. Okay? If we're going to push A here, I want to see some warning for our A short players.
A gift.
Let me find you.
Let's check the whole pre-round.
Well, it's great to see how frightened they are.
दो सेंटिनल होने के बाद भी होल्ड कर रहा हूँ the fuck?
I think Darrow's just enjoying himself right now.
It's fine, bro. Just try to
A gift.
end it off.
Let me find you again.
That's a good
Need a
spot.
drop.
Oh, Elite Patat in Twitch chat. I'm glad to hear he used my Viper guide and felt really good. All right. Nope.
Someone has A.
Yeah, no, this is strike 2. We should at least be telling the team, yo, watch out, they could have shotguns. Right?
Destroyed.
It's on our notes.
Sky.
Teleport's ready.
Rex are relentless.
Smoke.
Right.
Yes, Kabhi.
You guys get tough love from me, okay?
Well, come. Cypher trade.
One chamber in front of you. Jet.
That's the spike.
Spike down.
Chamber.
Hey, you win
outside.
the minigame.
Spike planted.
Yeah, so this isn't a bad round,
One enemy remaining.
right? We didn't just rush, although you didn't call anything. But, you know, we didn't just rush. We did a slowish default. That's good. But we really dropped the ball here. We didn't notice that they're all on low economy, right?
Can we rush it? Sky just dog shot. The race plays aggro on it. I'll try to fight long.
Yeah, no, I didn't mind the calling. I minded the shotguns. So here you're calling a rush A, but notice chamber up, chamber up.
Can we rush it? Sky just dog shot. The race plays aggro on it. I'll try to
The
fight
Discord
long.
chat better than the Twitch chat? Yes, I like you
Can
more
we
in the
go after
Discord
the
chat.
Sky, though?
Plus, I can add a lot more emojis to the Discord chat. And we're building in channel points, predictions, gambling. All of that's going to be in the Discord chat very soon.
That works.
Let's try.
VODcom audio is a little low. I got you. I agree, though. It is just low.
Jet, you can go after the Sky. Though. No.
That works.
See, the
Let's
game
try
volume
to
gets
go
really
with
loud
Jet.
if I
Can
up
you go
it.
short? I'll go long. One of you go with Jet. One of you come with
Okay, you're calling a split. That's good. They have an op. What's the plan for this op? It better not be to just drive peek it, right? Right, Daryl?
To play, let's play.
No. Look,
They
You
have
want to
there was no
play,
comp for
let's
it, and look what
play.
our jet does. She just jumps across. She's crazy. And then you just peek.
Okay, let's go. Change the
We're gonna call that half a strike,
Drop the
okay?
spike.
Because you felt like Jet had gotten you the info.
Shadows traveling.
Good shot in the corner.
Backstab, neon backstab. Neon backstab. Care shot.
They have a result.
I know, we didn't clear long. Man, he got across and disciplined you the whole round.
Time to hunt. Last
He flanked? Didn't you have Sky, dude? Look. How did he flank? Watch the minimap. Oh, okay, Sky just missed it.
Neon backstab. Care shot.
They have
Yeah, I see.
over there.
She got timing. Okay, wait. Okay, enemy could have op. They haven't been opping. They could. Omen can buy it.
Nowhere to run.
I like the lurk. This play's good. It's all about timing
Sky,
when you
come back.
peek.
If you guys wait, I'll try to learn.
multiple in scene.
That's rough for you. Oh, you got hit by it too. Goodbye. Yeah, so here, this is really important. So your team is pushing A, right? And the enemy team knows for an objective fact that you're mid, right? So you should know if you're going to swing, they're looking at you, right? And you don't know how many, and you don't know how wide. A lot of the time when you swing this type of angle, like let's pretend the bomb is like here and you're going to swing it. When you go to swing, half of the time they're really wide on you like this, right? And you're like, oh shit. Because that's just what people do when they think you're going to swing. So when this guy thinks you're going to swing, he's trying to get wide to catch you off, right? That is a given because you would do this. Everyone does this, right? And it's actually really predictable. In every ELO, pretty much like diamond and up, people have this good habit of trying to get wide on expected swingers. And then only really once you get to Radiant do people start actively metagaming this pretty decently. So if you're going to swing her, you need to be taking these like tiny swings because you know that she's trying to get out on you. However, here we're exposed to two different angles and our team's going A. Our life is like all that matters at this point. I would probably try and tuck in this corner and stay alive as long as possible. Because the longer we're alive, the more time our teammates have to hit A. The moment we die, they can rotate or flank or whatever. Oh, that's so annoying. Our Cypher planted there. Yeah. No major issue with that round.
Here.
Wait, enemy economy. Yeah, that's operator money.
Here.
Just hold.
I have retrieved the spike.
Nope, nope. Let's watch defense. Nice kill, but we can't swing that, okay? You have to pay attention to their economy. You got lucky. Okay, defense, more aggressive setups, post up with the oppo more often. Yeah, nowhere in these notes did I say that you can assume that they're not opping because they haven't been opping that game or anything. That eventually will become a thing, but right now we just have to be really disciplined about this because we're the complete opposite at the present moment. Okay, let's see. Aggressive setups. Fabulous.
Neon one shot. Can you come back?
My
Yeah, this is interesting. So our Jets should shoot that dart, right? But
Neon one shot. Can you come?
this is, we have to be careful about this. I'm sure you've seen in my reviews where I say you have to match what your teammates are doing when you're defending a site. And notice our Jet is playing to hold. She's still on site fighting from logs, and you just left her. You just like later, and you had a high-low with her, which isn't bad. Like if they walk out into your high-low, you're probably killing some of them together. Yeah, one of you may die. Both of you will probably die, but I guess you get at least two on average, maybe more. So yeah, you just saw, oh, a lot of them, I'm leaving, which is sometimes correct, but not always. Oh, yo, what's up, Nico Divas in Twitch chat? We're all in a Discord chat, by the way. We're gonna have a bot forwarding Twitch chat messages by tomorrow. Found your videos a few days ago. I think you have a very clear and precise way of communicating your thoughts. Love the fact you play StarCraft 2. Yo, man, appreciate that.
Teleport's ready.
Okay.
Wait, I will heal you, Chamber.
Nice shot. We're quite laggy this game, huh?
Fucking
Spike
on default.
planted.
60.
Oh, that's awesome, Buddha Buddha.
Woman is low on default.
Woman
Success donos. Yeah, I mean, we have a donation button on the Twitch about, but I don't need it.
default.
Last player.
One
If you want, Steven, you could just get like a Discord premium membership. I've got 2 like higher paid tier options. If you want to give me some more money, you'll get a little color in the Discord chat.
Say one of my creatures
I'm
is
going
a
to
good
save.
thing, all right?
Okay, I will say that was a more aggressive setup.
That's a
Good.
good spot.
Yeah, dying to nade does feel bad.
Bonne chance, mes amis.
You guys ever notice me just disappeared right before? Yo, Steven! Thank you for the super knower subscription on Discord. I'm gonna have notifications set up for those in a moment. I think you're the first one with that. You got the blue name all for yourself. I appreciate that a ton, man.
Spike planted.
For Neo.
One less.
Reloading.
By the way, I will announce this now. Once VCT starts up, I am planning on doing the VCT restreams as like a private Discord subscriber event. Okay, so we'll do like live Q&A during them and analysis, but it's gonna be like we'll be in a Discord channel together, and you'll be able to like, you know, raise your hand, ask questions if you want to talk, but also just sit back, watch, and type in a channel. But it's gonna be for subs only. Okay, so just a heads up now.
Teleport's ready.
It's unlikely we're gonna get approved for like a public restream for everyone ahead of time, and even if we do, I kind of want this to be one of my paid options. The VOD reviews will always be free and public. The VCT thing eventually become a video. I can't do that unless I get Riot approval. Believe it or not.
Yeah, try as many kills as you get.
Team A.
Nice try.
Nice round, nice. Yeah, they're just rushing fast, so we need like.
It's probably going to be
Friends of ours
a
are not so
subscriber
friendly.
feature.
How many
I want to
people
have
play
some way to
They
incentivize the
just-
subscriptions, because at the end of the day, I do want to eventually do this full time, and I don't want to ever stop doing free VOD reviews. I want the VOD reviews to always be free for everyone. So I need some ways to incentivize the paid model. So I'm thinking the VCT
Yeah,
restreams, and I'm gonna pull in other high tier coaches as like guests with me, and we'll be watching those games together.
Smoke, can you play C?
Yeah, I want to play C. I'll try.
All right.
We have
This is
Cypher,
our buy. Their eco.
it's
साइफर जल्दी लगा तेरा सेटअप
That works.
मैं उससे सबसे खेलूं फट फट ओके
Yeah, I understand I'm going to be alienating some people who want to watch that content, but it's the trade-off I have to make. Yeah, Papa PP, I'll be doing that.
साइफर you hold.
I like our setup
I
there.
think they will not commit. Wait, chamber.
Whew. I was about to say we should be pretty sus, because a solo Neon is very unlikely to be lurking through B. Little lazy with that.
Spike down mid.
Flashing grass for you, Jet.
nice round.
Hawk out.
Teleport's ready.
Blinded.
Go in.
Flashing again.
Raise close outside.
Go in chamber in a. Chamber.
80 tag the right side. Yep.
Yeah. When we know somebody's stuck like this, we really should be trying to look for ways to just kill them for free. Using our gun is not a way to kill them for free. We have a Sky. This guy can just pop flash, right? We have an Omen. This guy can just near sight. There's a lot of ways that we can almost guaranteed kill this person. Pretty much any team comp is going to have a way to kill this person. Like, even if we completely invert it, oh, their raise could grenade this person. So I don't like that we're not even thinking to call this Sky Flash here. Because in this type of scenario, it's really, really obvious to me that we can just punish this guy for being stuck.
80 tag the right side. Yep.
Yeah, don't worry. The VOD reviews, like every morning, this stream's not going anywhere. Ever. Okay? The morning streams are always going to be like raffled off free VOD reviews, coaching content. Unless, of course, there's like a VCT game during this time slot. That'll be the only exception.
Bundle in link.
Please.
You're
Eh,
I like this.
Eh.
I'd like it more if we had somebody holding our window. How long have you been doing the free virus? About a month now. But I've been doing free VOD review for like nearly 5 years now across League of Legends and then Valorant. And actually these streams have been up for like half a year, by the way. Like I've been streaming Radiant office hours, but nobody ever showed up. It was just my friends watching me play ranked. Only NA VCT? It just depends on the schedule, Maury. We'll probably do EU as well. How long have you been playing FPS games for? 2 years. Valorant's my first one.
One enemy remaining. Long.
Yeah, this is when you get this first kill here, you should keep spraying and aim to the right a bit. Right here. Even without seeing that chamber swinging you, right? We should be expecting the refragger.
One enemy remaining.
guys.
hold.
You guys need to. Sky, can you hold?
This is fabulous. I hear you calling Sky to hold window. Love this.
Garage multi.
I do not love what I saw though on our execution.
Dog in.
Yeah, just go get your Sky heal, man. Just go get your Sky heal, man. I don't know. She's
One
pushing out
enemy
too now.
remaining.
He was garage.
Oh, I love that emote, Skirt. Make sure you DM me your region. I'm going to give you a gift card for that. By the way, anyone who submits an emote into the emoji contest channel, if we add it to the Discord, I will give you a Valorant gift card, okay? No unpaid artists in this Discord.
Hey, you're blind if you want.
No one to interrogate.
I thought up there. My bad.
So any like community made emoji you see in this Discord, which is most of them, everyone's received
I killed them.
payment for those.
Simple as that.
They are so dead.
Okay, okay. Let's watch our op round and then we're gonna go into the Viper Pearl guide.
I will rip the light from them.
All set up.
He looks clear. Omen, you can go. Omen, you can do it.
See.
Yeah, careful the way we're holding it. We're holding it a little tight. People generally don't peek this angle that we're holding really carefully. Okay, let's see.
Spike down.
Yeah, so here we could have pushed up.
Race is here.
Oh, JPC! Oh my god, I gotta set up notifications for this. Thank you, Papa PP. JPC. I love you, my man. Thank you so much for joining the ones who know.
Spike in C.
That's awesome.
Copy.
Yeah, pop-up is my notification. We're gonna have notifications set up for that. That's super dope, dude. I appreciate that a
Last player
ton.
standing.
Pop 40.
Close your hold closer. Dara. There's a time and place for everything, okay? Let's do a little quiz, okay?
They are so dead.
It's so much better than a Twitch Prime. I get 90% of that instead of like a Twitch tier 3. I get $12. You know? Okay, so let's do the little quiz, Darrow. If we're standing here, where's our crosshair go? Close, far. We're doing the close. Correct, because we're in a pretty defaulty angle, okay? Mid is also not incorrect, but we can get decently close. We don't want to be like way over here, okay? Now, when we're out in the open, where's our crosshair? This one's actually kind of a trick question. No, so you guys are all wrong. So in this angle, it happens to be here just because of the way that they peek it. Somebody's going to peek into here to peek that fight, and we're going to see them out in the open, okay? See, there's no one size fits all answer. Oh, you're in an off angle, hold wide? Nope, not this one. Okay. You guys have to think about how they're going to peek it, not flow chart of, oh, we're wide. And now over here, we're holding this. This isn't incorrect if they were to peek all the way and touch this box. But generally, when people peek main, they peek like here. Sometimes they'll peek out this way, but even here, they're not going to like touch the box, so you're not going to see them generally. And then they're going to come out. So I'd prefer, instead of exposing this tiny bit of that, yeah, it's better if we like just come back a bit and hold like this way. I'm sure Timmy probably did hold this tight angle. And if you show me the VOD, I wouldn't be surprised if it's because he had like a read, because he noticed the enemy team was clearing this way. It could be really tricky. Yo, Zendikar, don't worry, that Viper VOD's coming up. And we'll have other Twitch messages forwarding by like tomorrow. Okay. As long as we're mindful of why we're holding there. If you're holding there because you saw Timmy do it, I'm not that mad. Because that is really good.
So he saw one on. Race is here.
Like if you're doing something because you saw a really strong player doing it,
I can see.
I can't get too mad about that.
Copy.
Nice shot. Okay, yeah. But if we're copying Timmy, all I'm saying is he'd hear that raise ult and he'd hold for it and try to hit the flick. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. And you kind of ran away.
Walk 40.
Yeah, you have.
Teleport's ready.
Yeah. So notice here, this is exactly in our notes. I've told us to move less with the op and post up more. And look what happens here. We have the bomb. We know she's on C right now. Right? We have the bomb. So why are we trying to peek her? We have an immobile weapon. Peeking is suboptimal. And then we kind of get wrecked. Because we peeked. And we're moving right now while she's shooting at us.
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, the file size limit on this server is really big, Leonard.
Show me where to go.
Okay. Let's add some notes. Okay, so offense. Good shot calling. Defense, good aggressive setups, but we didn't fix this part, okay? So two things that we have to work on again. We have to move less with the op, especially when it's clear that we can hold something, like they may peek us. We have to pay attention to that economy on offense, and in general, is gunfight hygiene. Okay? We really need to fix this. Surprised gunfights, we need to move while we aim. Less crouch spraying at long ranges. You get the idea. You understand what gunfight hygiene means here, okay? So we need to get more mentally aware of that. All right. Thank you for the VOD. We're gonna go into the Viper Pearl guide now, and I hope you guys are excited for this. I've put a lot of time into this. Okay. So the problem with Pearl right now in solo queue in high elo is that the only like decent controller is Astra if you're playing solo controller. And the point of this guide is to kind of change that and give everyone an option that isn't Astra, okay? Because Astra is really complicated, she's hard to play, requires a lot of team coordination. And it's just not an agent I like recommending to people who aren't at least immortal. And Viper is way more approachable. And I've come up with a set of strategies for Viper on this map that I believe makes her quite viable, even in high elo. Okay? So viable that if you see me pop Pearl after this guide, I will be picking Viper, and it will not be a problem. Okay?
My ultimate is ready.
So we have 3 different setups for defense that we're going to go over first. Okay, we're going to start on defense. So actually, I need to show you a couple orbs first. Okay. So the first defensive orb that I'm going to show you is pretty straightforward. You see these lines on the back wall? You're just going to walk up to the second one, and you're going to aim a bit over this train in the background on the left side. It's very lenient, okay? And that orb's just going to land right here. That's the first orb you need to know, okay? Easy enough. Then there's one other orb we need to know, which is also pretty easy. You just walk into the corner of this pillar, okay? It's pretty lenient. And then do you see this corner of this window thing? Of course you see it. You just align the top right of your poison orb with that, and you're going to do a jump and like an instant throw, okay? And that orb is going to come all the way over here. And it's going to land A main, okay? So those are the two orbs that we need to know for defense, because our defensive setups are going to cover like the whole map. So, real quick now, I'm going to go pre-round to show you how these setups look, because they're actually pretty
30
tight.
seconds left.
So defense here, if I'm throwing that B orb, we have to run there right after the buy phase begins. And we have to throw the orb decently quickly. It's nothing crazy, okay? It looks like that. And then we have to run A. So we're throwing this B orb when we want to play on A, generally, to hold A site. Yeah, so the people who've been watching my stream a lot, you've seen this B orb, okay? Then you come A, and you're going to throw the wall so it intersects the doors right there, okay? So that is the first defensive setup. And this is where we're usually the A anchor. It's very common for us to play back sight in this type of scenario, to use our mollies on the stairs as they're coming out. Maybe we play up on this wall is pretty decent. You play over here on the left side. And as they're pushing, you can swing out, okay? So that's if we want to defend A. And here we have our orb on B to assist them. Okay, let's pick this up. And let me show real quick the next setup that uses the other orb I showed.
30 seconds left.
So you get right into this corner. You throw the orb I just showed. Like this. And then we're going to run A-Link. I know it seems funny that we're using that orb lineup for this setup, but that's because the third setup also uses that orb lineup, so you may as well practice it. So now this one is a wall. We're just going to stand in this corner and aim along the edge of this pillar. Okay? And you're just going to throw the wall. Simple enough. Is the orb on B good because it only comes out? Yeah, it's very good. I'll show how your teammates can play around it in a sec. Okay. So this setup, we're still A side. But this is if mid has become a really annoying point of contention, which happens a lot on Pearl. Okay? And what this wall is good for, if we put it up, is I've tested this a ton. If you lurk into this corner here, and they rush mid a lot, you get infinite value over here, okay? This is best if you have a friend, especially against an initiator. So if they have like a Sofa Dart, a Fade Eye or something, and it might reveal you here, it's very useful to make sure you have another friend Art who's ready to break that. Okay, so you use this lurk angle, preferably with a friend set up Art, and you put this wall up against mid rushes. Shouldn't the A main orb be deeper? That's not possible. This is where the spawn barrier starts. Unfortunately, hydrophobic. The spawn barrier is right here. So our orb can't really go deeper. Okay. So this is when you're facing lots of mid pressure. Okay? This is a really powerful wall. And from their POV, it looks kind of like this. Okay? It's pretty awkward for them to push. Notice here they can't just peek doors. See how awkward this wall is for them? So this is a really useful wall for contesting mid. Okay? And it's very unlikely they're going to clear you here. If they're like coming up to do this type of peek, they will not see you. This lurk angle is really powerful. I want you guys to limit test this a bit against mid rushes, okay? Because you do have to get a feel for like, when is it good to maybe peek out? You know, when is it good to just wait and listen? You have to get a feel for that, but it's a really strong wall, okay? Then our final setup. Let me pick up the wall. Reset.
10 seconds left. Again, don't
we throw the same A orb, but this is if we want to play B, okay? So we throw the same orb. And that's why we learned that lineup, because now we're going to come B side. There's the orb, you see? Now, I like to play B with a wall that goes kind of diagonally like this through this corner.
wall.
and it blocks top B as well, okay? And with this wall, you can like wall up and contest early with your team if they want. Not necessary, but this is really strong, especially if you're on eco.
Toxin screen down.
But also, the wall's really strong for defending B. Yeah, I know you don't have to reset, but I wanted to show that the pre-round setup, Alipio, with the timer, so you understand that we're not, we have enough time to do these setups.
Toxins
Okay.
going up.
And this wall, it gives up a lot of B long.
Here.
So we generally want to pair this wall with an initiator on B with us. And usually play some recon through this wall. Take some initial fights before we use this wall, okay?
Toxin screen
We
down.
don't just want to play on site with this wall. So when we're playing B with this wall, we want to take these aggressive early engagements. We want to contest this outer space. And then after maybe we kill one, or we get pushed back because they use a lot of util, then we'll come over here and we'll play this wall to defend the site, okay? So we don't use this wall and just play on B. That's way too passive, okay? All right. So that's pretty much the util setups, the 3 different ways we can
30
play.
seconds
So we
left.
have playing to hold A, playing to fight for mid, and playing to
Here.
fight for B. So all 3 options pretty much, okay? So we want to basically switch between those depending on which feels the strongest. And when we have Viper ult, we generally want to Viper ult A and throw that
Here.
B orb for our team, okay? Let's go talk about offense. How you play Astra and Pearl? That's not this guide. Alright, swap team.
10 seconds
So on
left.
offense, similar to Icebox, we're going to be defaulting a wall.
So don't embarrass me like that, please.
You walk into this corner,
Someone get the spike.
and you're just going to aim for this back corner here in Hall, okay? So just like Icebox, we just throw that wall right at the start, and then we're going to play the rest of the round, okay? Now there's a couple lineups I need to show you for offense, and they're really simple, okay? I worked hard to make these as simple as possible.
Their hope is their
So
poison.
let me put this barrier down. So all of the lineups I'm about to show you are thrown just from this corner for A, okay? So you stand in this corner, and I'm going to show you a lineup that lands flowers or dugout. Okay? So do you see this upper ring up here? So these notches in it will help us determine where we're going to aim our orb. So if we want to smoke flowers, it's 2 notches. And if we want to smoke dugout, it's 4 notches. And both times you aim just a bit to the left of the notch that you've chosen. So let's say we want to smoke dugout. Well, you aim a bit to the, flowers, a bit to the left of the second one. Okay? And you see that's just going to land right there.
Poison orb emitting.
Bam. Flowers is smoked off.
Poison's off.
Then we go back, and now you should already know how to throw the dugout smoke, right? You just count, you throw the same exact orb, but you count 4 instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, a bit to the left on the pipe, okay? Bam. You just left click. Bam.
Poison orb emitting.
There you go.
Poison's off.
This B wall looks similar to the wall you put up on B defense. No, there's a very important distinction here. The B defensive wall goes from there to here.
Plant the spike.
It controls site. The B defensive wall goes up before the attackers are on site. This offensive
Toxins
wall
going up.
controls this part of site for the team. Do you see? And it controls this hall's peak. Okay?
Toxin screen
It looks
down.
similar, but it is not. It is very different. It also controls these people who may walk out, blink on the retake. It's very difficult to play retake against this wall. Like imagine you're on B retake. Really hard for you to walk out here, right? You can't walk out this way. Your shoulder exposes to halls. So you kind of just have to wait or walk through a Viper wall. Okay?
Toxin screen down.
So that's what the B wall looks like from the defender's POV. Okay. So I've showed those 2 A orb lineups. And then generally our playstyle is going to be lots of mid pressure. So I don't know if you guys have played any split before, but let me pull up Valoplant. And I need to explain a very important concept to you here. Okay. Let me update this rank icon to Radiant for the YouTuber. Okay. So on split, on offense, go watch high elo games, and you're going to notice a repeating pattern. The offense tries to get a very late mid lurker, usually tucked like here, over here, and they try to plant the bomb out in the open, somewhere exposed to heaven. Anywhere that can be seen from heaven, okay? Really important on split, okay? Now, this concept is also really important on Pearl, and people don't play this as much as they should yet, but this is going to become very meta very soon. So we're going to be a bit ahead of the game, okay? So on Pearl, it's exactly the same idea. So a plant like this on A is bad, okay? For the same reason that a plant like this on Split is bad. Does this make sense for everybody now that I've explained it this way with Split as our mental model? Okay, so if it gets planted in this type of corner and we can't see it from our mid lurk, from A link, it's very difficult for us to convert the round on offense. Offense is very important that we play post plant correctly because retakes on Pearl are similar to retakes on Split where they're not super difficult for the defenders if they play it correctly. Hell, you could go watch the Twitch chat Backseats Radiance game. We did a B retake with just classic pistols against an op and like 4 rifles, and we won. These retakes on Pearl are generally favorable for the defenders if the attackers aren't playing it properly. So, as Viper, we're going to be that mid lurker, that very slow mid lurker on offense, and we need to we need to emphasize to our teammates that we want them to try and plant the bomb in these angles that can be peaked from A link, or in these angles that can be peaked from B heaven and B link, BCT. So we want the bomb planted in a perfect world, somewhere that can be spotted easily from the lurker, okay? So we need to try and communicate that to our team when we're playing Viper on Pearl. It's very important, okay? So if we go back into the game, let's say our team's going A, we can even give them this A orb because it's fine if we go mid late, okay? So we'll throw an orb for them. Let's say they want the dugout orb. 1, 2, 3, 4, a bit left, okay? And then we go over towards mid. We're going to play real slow. We can put our wall up, pressure B a bit, control this space, but nothing crazy, okay? Wall down. Our goal here isn't to push up and kill them. Our goal is to push up after they think mid is good to go, okay? So we want to get behind them. Just like in Split, when you watch in high elo, that mid lurker gets behind them, does not get spotted. You want to do that. You want to get walking towards like A link if the bomb's coming A, after it feels like the defenders have all rotated towards A. Okay, this is the timing you're hunting for. And you can get really tricky with this. So let's say Chamber always trips Art. No big deal. Pearl is such a complicated map. If the Chamber trip is Art, well then we can come through B this way. And we can come around Connector. And the inverse is true. So let's say our team's pushing B, so we haven't thrown that orb, and Chamber's always tripping in Connector. No big deal. We'll just super late lurk through Art as our team hits B. And we'll just go into their spawn. Through Rat Hole. Okay? This really slow play is really, really, really powerful on this map. Okay? So if your team's going B, they have a Chamber trip here, and you come this way. What about when they start expecting the lurk? Yeah, occasionally you'll go with your team, right? I'm not saying lurk every round. It's just like Viper and Icebox. We need to threaten it heavily. A lot more heavily than most of you are comfortable with. Even after I released that Viper Icebox video, people have been bringing VODs, and they're not contesting mid enough, okay? I'm talking probably at least half of the rounds on your offensive half, you should be doing this type of thing. Okay. What's the best timing to start the mid lurk? I wish I could tell you that. That is super dynamic and dependent on your lobby, and that's what we're working on here in this playbook, okay? So we're playing really lurking. We're trying to find the right timing. When we're lurking mid on a B hit, by the way, and we haven't thrown that A orb, we're generally going to do it from this side, and I need to show you real quick how we peek double doors, because double doors is very difficult for a lot of us to peek. So let me show you real quick what proper technique looks like when peeking double doors, okay? So you peek out this first angle right here. Then we're going to keep our crosshair at head height and slowly expose until we see this box start appearing on the ground. Then we're going to aim up to head height on that box, clear across. We're going to walk up. Okay? Now we're not even going to worry about these angles again. We're going to walk up, and we're going to get ready to peek this angle. Okay? And then from there, we can peek this final angle here. However, a lot of the time when we're doing this mid lurk, we're only going to do the first two parts of that. So we'll clear here. We're going to actually walk up a bit closer. Clear until we get to the box. Oop, I went a bit too fast. Up to head level, across. And then we're going to play over here in this corner. Okay? Quite a while. Because remember, we're trying to listen. We're trying to understand when we're behind the enemy formation. Is there a chamber trip here? Do I need to walk through art? Are they maybe flanking out mid? And they're not going to clear you here, okay? So, if this guy's flanking out mid, he's going this way, this dude will almost never look in this corner. It's really powerful. If he's going to clear, he's going to clear like this corner and then come back to walking this way. What do you do if they push up mid every round? You kill them. Remember, I can't give you a play for every type of lobby you're going to get into. I'm giving you the general theme of our Viper playbook and like your goals as Viper. And then you need to find ways to meet those goals while the game is going on, okay? You can't be like, oh, but what if they do XYZ and that perfectly counters me? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not in your game. But I know that my goal is to get that bomb planted in the open and execute a slow mid lurk to win the post plant with my team. And the idea is that you're threatening that, okay? Threatening and executing are different. So if you're facing a team that's always expecting that lurk, you're like, dude, they're always holding me with 2 people. Great, then don't do it. Go with the team. You've threatened it adequately because they're committing excessive resources to stopping you. That's perfect, okay? So you really have to play it by ear here on this map. So once again, we're going to show the setup.
30 seconds
Really get it in your head.
Thrifty.
And yeah, controller's all prep. The role becomes really fun once you have like a plan and a goal in mind. So we throw this B wall. And then we either stay here to lurk mid through B. We keep our orb. Or come over A to throw an orb. We can even throw this A orb if our team is going B, okay? It's a really strong orb. We just fake. So we're going to get up into that corner right here.
And kill them.
And I'm just going to throw a flowers orb. Why not? Let's say my team is going B. Come in here. Throw the flowers orb back up. And we're going to play real slow. I'm going to tuck here. Why not? Maybe they'll push out A. But I'm waiting. My team's contesting some B. I put the wall up. I'm listening. Oh, they didn't take the A orb. Maybe I'll call my team back. Why didn't they push up A main? Maybe I can push up A main. Okay? Or, oh, they are taking the A orb. Maybe they're going to flank out. I'll wait here. Oh, I hear noise mid. So it's all slow play, okay? If your team happens to be the team that doesn't play slow, they rush every round. Tough shit. Go with the team. Rush every round, okay? That happens. Or, you know, if your team's rushing every round, lurk faster. Instead of playing really slow like I just demonstrated, you know, contest this mid space earlier. Sometimes you have to adjust for the pacing that your team is playing, okay? Use the box, head height, up here. Oh, team's already pushing B. Oh, chamber died. The trip's dead. Coming out. Okay, so the pacing at which you play this needs to match the pacing of your teammates. And generally on this map, the slower you can get your teammates to play, the better it's going to be for you. Okay, so big emphasis on trying to convince your teammates to take space very like methodically. Like you want this fade dog clearing these. They slowly take space up, maybe even with an operator. That would be great. Fast lurker sounds like an oxymoron. No, look at the icebox guide. Like running through the orb against the Sova dart, right? That's a fast lurk. That can catch people off guard. So our whole goal as Viper on this map is to basically only get kills in their back on attack. You show ideal attack ult sites? Yeah. So generally, I like ulting B.
I have the spike.
So I'll go with the team, the B hit. We'll throw this dog, right? Or recon to clear these pillars. If we don't have recon, I'm going to pick one and I'm going to molly it. One of them. It doesn't matter which. So let's say I molly flowers, then I'm going to expect them to be pillar. Okay? Then as we scale up, I'll use my second molly, halls, and I'll get up close and I'll try and get my Viper ult down. And generally here, I want to have the bomb because I don't trust the team. The best plant is if you can get it like on this edge, out in the middle, anywhere along this edge. Is it good or bad, the 5-stack? I would say bad if you're trying to improve your solo skill. You're going to face lots of smurfs and the game's totally different. Okay, so I just have Viper ulted like this corner as I was pushing up. Box, I hope that makes sense. And then I just plant along here. It's really hard for them to spam this plant. Because they're here, they just hear the plant start, and they don't know if you're planting here, 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 right? You can be anywhere along this line. So you kind of just make sure you molly off halls here, so they can't shoot you along this straight line. And you're good to go to plant it anywhere on this edge. And after I plant with the Viper ult, you know, you can pretty much do anything. What about heaven? Can you elaborate? I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean, oh, this wall doesn't fully block heaven?
Toxins going up.
Is that what you're saying? That they could be up there shooting at us? See if someone peeks you with an op from heaven. Probably die.
Screen down.
You're getting too into the nitty gritties. If I felt like they might have an op heaven, I probably wouldn't peek. Or if I felt like they might peek with an op heaven, maybe I'll molly. You know, there's no, I can't give you a flowchart for every possible scenario in the game. I'm giving you the general concepts for how you should approach the map to increase your win rate like significantly. Okay. So you could be like, oh, but what if they're all B link and they have 3 flashes? They flash through my wall. I'm like, I don't know. You know, like, what's our team comp? What's the economy for the round? It's super dynamic, okay? Like, maybe you have a pop flash. Maybe you have a drone. You can push that op back. It's hard to know. With just 1 orb, is that really enough smokes for A? Generally, yes. Trade chest. Good question. Let me demonstrate. Let's just throw the dugout orb. So, how to counter this Viper guide? Yeah, I'll explain in a sec. Okay, so with this dugout orb, your teammates have to take these like fights here. And now notice they can easily swing out and contest this angle without super risk of this trade. And it's important here that A link, you have to keep in mind this isn't that dangerous because we're threatening this mid pressure. Okay? So depending on how fast or slow our team is taking A, we need to, you know, take control of this space for them as well. Generally, our team will not have trouble pushing A with 1 smoke. Either of them are really good, and whichever smoke seems more effective for the lobby, I just keep throwing that one. Defenders have different like preferred ways of holding A, so whichever way I feel that they're leading towards, I'll throw that smoke. Okay. And from our POV again, with the flower smoke, we're focused on this A link fight and then this flowers dugout fight. See? Flanking B. Yeah. So flanking B, just as I explained, a lot of the time there'll be this chamber trip here, so I'll usually go around through art really slow. If they don't have this chamber trip, just coming through B link is really good. And yeah, we should pretty much be flanking at least half of our rounds, or lurking on attack. Or do you mean flanking on defense, Rezark? I'm just waiting for you to answer that question. Defense, you hold mid. Yeah, so defense is really dynamic. If you're holding mid, you'll have thrown that A orb I showed, and you'll be here with that mid wall. In terms of when should you flank versus not, I don't have a good answer for that. You should threaten the flank. But it's not like an always versus a never thing. It's really difficult because the meta right now on this map hasn't been super established. It's hard to say. Because let's take the split example again. Let me pull up Valoplant. So on split, it's really hard actually to flank on defense because of this late mid lurker. And that's kind of what you're doing on offense. Is people flank a lot on Pearl right now, and you're going to get tons of free kills when they do that. Because of this late mid lurker who's tucked here or here, it's the defense usually ends up just rotating through spawn or through mid to go help their site. And Pearl is actually the same. I think people are misplaying Pearl across the board. Because on Split, keep in mind, this will be more evident for you higher elo viewers. People generally do not do this type of flank, right? On Split. And it should be evident why. It's really dangerous. There's lots of common deep lurk angles that are a problem on Split when you do this type of flank. And Pearl is no different. The thing is, nobody's playing this way on Pearl outside of professional play right now. So you should see a huge boost in your win rate when you're playing Pearl with this objective in mind. So that's why I can't encourage you to flank on defense, because technically, if we're in like a state of Nash equilibrium, in game theory, that means both teams are playing towards the optimal objective. In that sort of game state where they also have a Viper player who's trying to play this style, then flanking out on defense is bad because their Viper has a huge advantage. So I can't recommend it in the guide. However, the game's dynamic. You know, maybe they don't have a Viper who's playing correctly. Maybe they don't have this late mid pressure, in which case flanking can be really good. Yep. So I'm not going to encourage you flank, but I'm not going to discourage it either. It's more like, yeah, exactly, Pooks. You test the enemy team, see how they're playing, and try to adjust to that, okay? Yeah, if all the Vipers are going with the team in your lobby, then flank away, right? I'm not going to put it in the guide, though, because I genuinely feel like the meta on Pearl just hasn't adjusted enough yet. I genuinely feel like flanking is suboptimal, because let's imagine you're flanking B, right? Let's boot up the game. If I'm playing Viper mid lurk against you, and I'm suspicious that you're a flanker, like I may be playing mid lurk from somewhere like back here, and you're in like a lot of trouble against me here. It's just really hard for you to flank because I'll have like some chamber trip.
Here.
I'll be here, and you'll just get eviscerated. And then as my team is taking more space B, I'll start contesting my mid space against you. I'm pretty sure the attacking side lurker on this map has a huge advantage. It's just the attacking side lurker isn't playing correctly right now in this map in solo queue. So all of you are going to start doing this, though, and you're going to notice it's so free on this map, okay? Emphasis on not getting seen. This will be easier for those of you who are more experienced and have played Split and understand that it's very similar to Split, right? When you play Split and you're that mid lurker, a lot of the time you don't even want to be seen until the bomb is down. Okay. What about if the enemy team is holding A and not rotating? What do you mean? Sounds like you should just hit B. What are you talking about? One is staying. Okay, and when are they rotating? They just stay there the whole round? And the bomb is down B? They just stay in A? Your problem with the B defense wall. If you have no initiator, it greatly reduces the value of the wall. No. So you can throw different Viper B defense walls, but don't think about this wall the wrong way. So you're thinking, oh, I can't play back here without an initiator clear through the wall. Well, first of all, if you have no initiator, it's highly likely you have a pop flash. Okay? Pop flashes fabulous through this wall, right? Because look, these guys are going to be out in the complete open. No counterplay with pop flash here. But okay, now you're going to say, I've got no pop flash, no initiator. Okay, let's see. So what do you have? It's so unlikely that you're going to be in a scenario where you have no good way to play around this wall that it wouldn't make sense for me not to recommend the wall, you know? Where I'm like, oh, your team comp is Reyna, Jet, Viper, Omen, Brimstone. Oh, this wall's bad. Okay. I'm not going to min-max the wall around a crazy suboptimal comp like that. You're almost certainly going to have something that makes this wall really strong and easy to play around. So I wouldn't worry about the like one game where you don't. And even where you don't, Just contest this early space more heavily. Put the wall up and play like this molly up here and play up here. This is a choke point. A lot of people don't realize this, but this is a really tight choke point. It can be fully mollied off. This is no different than A main. Okay? You can defend this area as if it's A main. The attackers spawn like somewhere over here. They don't have time to come up and run through this smoke if you run up and you toss a molly. And then you can literally hold this as if it's A main. You could even try and get somebody pushed up there. Then you're gonna be like, oh, but they have an initiator and a flash. And it's like, okay, but you don't? Unlucky. Okay. So that is the Pearl Viper guide. I hope I've filled your head with enough ideas that you can approach this game with a new mindset, which is really what we're looking for. What site on defense are you usually playing on? On Pearl, generally, you're going to face teams that usually lean towards one site or one style. Either they'll be leaning towards lots of mid pressure, lots of A, or lots of B pressure, and then I like positioning ourselves for that, okay? Any retake Viper tips? Yeah, so retake on this map is usually pretty easy. So we'll start with B retake, where usually we want to come from blink. We'll put our orb up if we've been playing A, which would make sense because we shouldn't be on B retake if we were the B player. Just throwing this molly halls here and then fighting for the site. There's not much more to it than that. Okay. I don't have a direct VOD straight chess, unfortunately. I would love to show footage. A retake is very similar. You're either going to come most of the time not from flank, as I've pointed out, but you can flank, especially against teams that aren't expecting it. You're either going to come from A-Link or Flowers Dugout. And generally, you just want to, you know, make sure you molly off these common, like, default angles, and you just fight for the site. The retakes are usually pretty straightforward on this map, which is why I haven't really given you a specific playbook for it. Because it's kind of... It's not that simple. There's no, like, always throw this molly, always do this. It's more like, you know, play it as if you were hitting the site with your team. And generally, the retakers have a big advantage on this map if you have, like, equal numbers. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. If you find yourself playing, you know, A retake a lot, well, then you should just start playing A, if that makes sense. How bad is straight wall covering Heaven CT on B? On offense? Are you talking about one thrown from, like, here? Like this? Yeah, I don't like this wall. Oh, well, I didn't cover CT, but let's pretend it does. So blink is totally open. And they can still come out rafters. And I really don't like how much... This is similar to Breeze. Let me try and explain this answer in terms of Breeze walls so you can get it. So the Breeze wall... Yeah, we'll do one more VOD review, Joe. We'll be doing a raffle momentarily. So the Breeze wall here, notice it only cuts A in half. And you may be like, well, why don't we throw this A wall? That gives us more control. Or all the way over here to cover that pesky halls guy. And I hope you can see why these walls are too ambitious. They're contesting too much space. We can't fight for all of this space. That's why the Breeze wall instead favors... You know, we only need half the site. Because if the bomb gets planted over here, we're chilling. Exactly the same idea on Pearl. This Viper wall that you're seeing your teammates throw is too ambitious. You're trying to take control of this entire site when we don't need the entire site. If we just have this front site, we can get the bomb down in an optimal spot. Because we just want the bomb over here anyways. We don't want the bomb over here. We don't need it over there. So we don't need that part of the site, so we can throw this stronger wall. It's easier to contest less space. Keep that in mind. The more space that you want to fight for, the harder it is, generally. So when your wall controls, quote-unquote, more space, that's not always good. Because that means you have to hold more space, and you have to fight for more space. And we don't want to be doing that here. Okay, I hope that answered your question. The only difference there is this heaven angle is a bit exposed, okay? And if you're really getting bit by that, then, you know, just molly it off. Or hell, I'm sure we could find an orb right now. That orbs it. It's probably not that hard. Let's see. Give me 2 seconds. I'll find something to aim at to give you this heaven orb. The god of orb lineups. Found it. Now we just have to align something. Damn. I made an orb lineup for heaven, I believe. Yep. So I was just standing here, and I just had a part of my UI. It's right here.
Here.
See? That dot is right there. Damn, I orbed heaven. I wouldn't be throwing this orb that often, though. But if you're really getting bit by it,
Poison orb emitting.
bam, I just learned an orb lineup. Okay?
Poison's off.
All right. That's the Pearl Guide. I'm going to close out now. I'm going to put that up on YouTube. I'll edit it together. And you should go watch it back. And then good luck in your Pearl games. She's a really strong solo controller on the map. And I think you're going to see a lot of success now that you have a decent idea of how you're going to play it. All right. We're going to do a raffle. So if you're in chat, you have a VOD, you'd like to get it reviewed, you have to be in my Discord. You go to the VOD review raffle channel. And you're going to see the raffle start up over there. And you're just going to click enter if you'd like to enter if you have a VOD. Okay, it's going to be open for 2 minutes. There it goes. You should see it. Just click enter raffle if you'd like to get a VOD reviewed. Did you know that would hit just by experience? No, when you have cheats on in custom lobby purple, look at your minimap next time when you're going to throw an orb. Look at this. Oh, I'm not in it anymore. It highlights it. It tells you where the orb's going to land. Okay, Pseudo, it doesn't have to be HD. It won't go on YouTube, but I'll review any quality VOD as long as there's audio and I can tell what's going on. Like I can see the minimap. Your Yoru one trick. Would your VOD get reviewed? Yeah, absolutely. No problem with Yoru mains. Frogiric is a Yoru main. Yeah, the only VODs I won't accept are Rada, and I'm going to add a stipulation. I'm probably not going to take Astra VODs if you're below Ascendant. I think you should not be playing that agent. Appreciate everybody using the Discord chat. Except VOD if it's a bit toxic. Yeah. I'll make fun of you, though, if you're the toxic one. Oh, we got the Let's Go emote added, too. Do you accept silver VOD? No, you have to be at least gold. If you're below gold, go on my YouTube. I've got a quick routine. You do it for a month, you'll definitely get to at least gold. And if you don't, and you record yourself doing that routine, I'll privately coach you. I stand by that routine. I'm highly confident that it will get you to gold within a month. 15 seconds left on the raffle. Get your entry in now or forever hold your peace. Zendikar asks in Twitch chat, for the defensive orb B, you want it deeper down the lane, not closer to the screen? Oh, I forgot to show how your teammates can play around that orb. I'm sorry. I'm going to boot up and show that real quick. We'll end the raffle first. Hydrophobic. Congratulations on winning the raffle. Forever hold your peel. Alright, let me quickly show this orb again. Hydrophobic. Yeah. Just send me your tracker and your VOD. Well, I quickly explain this orb for Zendikar.
No one can hold their breath forever.
That's correct, Nicodemus. Now that you are gold, you can get off of Reyna. What separates me from the pros? Intuition, experience, mechanical consistency, and competitive drive.
They want to survive? Stop hiding. My ultimate is ready.
Okay. So our orb. Okay, so this orb, it looks kind of like this, Zendikar. From the attacker's POV, it looks kind of like this. You don't see anything. They have to come around this way, okay?
Poison's off.
Pros have competitive drive too. No, I was saying I don't have as much as them. He's saying, why aren't I a pro, I think. Because I don't have the drive to play 10 ranked games a day full focus. It's on me. Okay. So with that orb up, it's really easy for like an op to post a single angle here on their fallback. So like, let's say your chamber was opping up here. He takes his first fight, now he has to fall back. This orb gives him a nice, decent single line of sight to fight for. And it mostly delays, okay? It's like a stalling orb to give your team some time to come over B to fight. And it's really useful in the post plant because this orb will completely block off all of their spams for a diffuser. You see, Zendikar? So this orb is already perfectly placed for post plant. It basically forces them to play. You're wondering if the orb closer to screen is a deeper lane one. I don't like it. So you're saying like over here. Let's presume that there's no gap. What I don't like about this is now you kind of have to hold for multiple options because they could swing out here or here. It's kind of the same reason why like an Omen will smoke like flush in a choke. So here, you see how we kind of only have to hold one way? Okay, let's go to the VOD review now. We've got a VOD from Hydrophobic.
Sorry, everyone.
Fade on Haven. Okay, fabulous. I've been studying Initiator lately because one day hoping that I can coach Initiator at a high level. Okay, we're playing Platinum 1. Do we have notes on Hydrophobic? We do. I might have to reload this notes page. That I play with 4 randoms. We communicate like a pre-made team. Yeah, that's good. 13-2 game though, Maury. That's probably not going to be the best to review because you're not going to face many challenges in that game. I prefer a game where you did well. I don't mind if it's a win, but like it wasn't just, you know, a full stomp. Stomps aren't very good to review. Okay, Platinum 1. Have our tracker here. Let's save that. And we've got notes. Okay. Ooh, okay. I see. We were too passive and we weren't communicating on Initiator, which is really important on our role. So in both halves, I wanted us to calm all of our utility. Oh boy. And our first eco round 4, 6, and 10 of both halves, I want us to get really aggressive, using our util early and contesting space. Let's see how we're doing.
I won't tell them what scares
A
you.
VOD where you frag out and still lose. Yeah, that's probably good. Because you usually can win those. Unless it's like a Giga team gap. If you get stomped. Also usually bad Nuda Buddha. Because that's usually a team gap. We want your teammates and the enemy teammates to be relatively equal. Okay? So if you look at the scoreboard and the entire enemy team is above your entire team. Probably not a good VOD. Okay, Hydrophobic. I'll give you lenience as long as you do 4 rounds on the second half.
Chamber, I'm going to throw an eye down C-long, and if no one's there, I'm just going to...
I'll give you a quick pro tip. Your brain doesn't have to be good at math for this. Boot up Haven. You're cut off for stomp. I mean, it's up to you, you know, what it feels like. Generally, if the scoreboard has like a decent, like if there's no like grouping of enemies or allies on that scoreboard at the bottom or the top, then it's probably a pretty decent VOD. But if there's like 4 enemies all on the bottom of the scoreboard, then it was probably a stomp, you know? Does the game say what round it is somewhere?
Another mission?
Yeah, so
Good.
don't forget this timeline right here that's going to show up right? So you know it's round 4 when we're right here. And same in the defense half. Right? So you can just look at the dots. You don't have to count. Yeah.
My ult is ready.
Tell us your controller main, but you feel aiming's easier with mouse and keyboard.
Try to flash flank. Up to you if you want to.
Every person who's not used to playing Valorant.
I'll find you.
One person C.
Enemy C.
Garage 2. C garage hit.
Enemy C.
One in garage window. Behind us, yeah.
Ach, wer
Nice.
Last
Ooh,
player
nice try.
standing.
60 on Omen. Might be backside.
And
Yeah, this round, there's a little thing that I've picked up recently on Fade that this is new advice that I've learned recently from watching Initiator VODs. Okay, so I'm so sorry. You guys can't even see it.
Flash flank.
Watch the round back. Sorry.
Up to you if you want to follow.
I'll find you.
The funny thing is, you said we are staring at spawn, Elite Potato, and that's exactly what was happening in the VOD.
Enemy C.
Garage.
So I didn't even notice.
C garage hit.
Enemy C.
Because look, he
garage
starts
window.
staring at spawn right around like here, which is when you
Behind us,
said it in
yeah.
chat. Okay, nice
Ach,
kill,
wer
and then nice try.
Last player
Okay. As I was saying, there is a very important concept I've learned recently on Initiator that gains us a lot of value on pistol round that we can start trying for ourselves. So on pistol rounds, teams will generally rush, right? 8 out of 10 times. So throwing this instant eye is actually not that important on pistol round. If anything, holding it is really good. Because the enemy team is going to most likely rush. And the eye is just to get info, right? Well, we'll get info if they're pushing C because we'll hear them. We could just stand here, listen for a bit, and be like, okay, and leave, and we have our eye for A retake. Or we stand here, and we do hear them, we're like, oh, it's C. And our guy throws the smoke, and now we have our eye. So this is a little efficiency you can make on pistol round that gets a lot of value on Initiator.
standing.
60 on Omen. Might be backside.
Yeah, don't worry about the reload thing. Oh, nice, we win the round. Yeah, so that fade eye change is something I recently noticed while I was studying Initiators. Also, do you just bait teammates that don't listen to strats cons pre-round? Oh yeah, all day.
For you, hermanita.
I like this. I'm assuming this is a different eye.
I'll find you.
I hope that's a lineup though. Is that a lineup? Hydrophobic? No? Should be.
They go in B. Okay.
Yeah, that eye looks bad.
One grass. Maybe garage.
Yeah, keep in mind, initiators and controllers, people like these roles a bit less because you kind of have a bit of an obligation to be a little prepared. I'm not saying you need 50 lineups on Fate, okay? But if you don't have like 1 or 2 decent recon lineups, then you're kind of trolling a bit because it's your main role. It doesn't take that long to learn, you know? Like, I'm not looking for an average Jonas, but you should at least have a good eye. We could have lined that shot up a bit more. We could have ADS'd, but, you know.
Oh my god. Omen in front of garage. 2 in garage. Throwing.
Take hold.
Sage.
Spike
Right.
planted.
Omen is hit a couple times.
Cover going out.
Yeah, controller and initiator, the team should be your bitch. ADS means aim down sights.
I have eye now.
Where are you? Sleep. One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Here.
Oh, you could just stick that thing.
CT. I'm coming. We're good. Knife their ass.
Yeah,
I'm
anyone who
scared.
thinks controller and initiator are the team's bitch, you guys are playing the role wrong. You'll never find a decent coach telling a controller player that they should play passive and their life is really important. This is not true. And people who think that are just, I don't know where they've heard this advice, but it's just wrong.
Cover you. They run away. Oh.
Yeah, so this is a good round from us, Hydrophobic. I like the aggression. We have to be careful, though. Remember, the enemy's on eco, and we're solo flanking out. This is really risky, okay?
Garage.
Hell yeah.
This is the type of round I want us to flank out, right? And now this is our first eco. And if we look at our notes, plan to fully dump util and run out. Let's see it. Let's see it. Yeah, no, that's why I'm not really mad about it, Hydrophobic. I'm just letting you know. I'm not like, oh, don't do this. Like, it's a little aggressive. And now this round, we should get really aggressive. I wouldn't even mind if we had called a friend over.
Where are you?
Neon's running up sewer.
Aiming for LeBron there.
Nah, they're coming in. They're coming in.
All right.
Headshot.
Love this.
We have
3 on flank.
now.
I'm blinded.
Okay. We should go fast.
Fade 105 inside.
Bring them down. Enemy spotted A.
To your right.
One enemy.
Good rule of thumb, when there's fighting going on, I don't want us pulling out util, okay? There's fighting here.
To your right.
Our dude's fighting. If we're pulling out util, it's very unlikely we're going to be able to get a trade off, right?
One enemy remaining.
Nice go.
Dogging, dogging. I in 1 second. 1 second.
Different side.
I got one.
Our comms are so much better, by the way, Hydrophobic.
Last
Love
player
this.
standing.
Play time, play time.
Sit this guy down. My man.
Sorry.
Yep.
I wasn't.
Pulls away your headhunter. Dude, anybody who does like those util only to X rank and then picks chamber and shoots them with their guns, dude, you're just playing Guardian only.
Damn right we're crushing it. Need a drop.
Yeah, I'm gonna diss that. And he's doing Sentinel only now to Immortal, and he's just blocking Chamber again. Dude, I don't like it. Come on, man. Play Cypher Killjoy. Yeah, Chamber's not a Sentinel. That's what I'm saying. Playing Cypher too? Really? Every time I've 2 did, it's been Chamber. I only saw Cypher when he was like gold.
Where are you?
I hear some A. A long.
Down.
You didn't play Chamber at all until like plat. Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to use abilities till plat. Okay, let's see.
Where are you?
I hear some A. A long.
Down.
Yeah, this is just I think I've explained this on Haven before. We need our default strategy against an A rush to be to double up A short. Okay. So when we hear a lot of noise A, like we eye, they break it, we dog, they break it, or it sees them, we need to come A short and just post like here. And you, as you get higher and higher, your duelists will always come up here. Like it's just going to become habit for them, okay? And you control short this way. Yeah, so this should just be our default way to handle A rushes. Does not need, and look, yeah. She's up there, right? Like this is just so ingrained into people's brains, especially like these duelists.
Oh, swung too wide. 2A long, neon and fade.
Face your fear.
So we didn't need to take that fight. We didn't need to swing A main there. It's a little too aggressive. Which is good. I'd rather tell you that something is too aggressive. But keep in mind, this was round 4. We see them. We should throw like our suck. And I'd prefer that you try to have your teammate do this super aggressive play with you, right? Great round.
Warrior flash flank.
Yeah, there's no world you're peeking this with a stinger. You should have bought a marshal or a sheriff, right? Like if your plan was I'm gonna walk down short and then swing if they're not there. What gun does your jet have? Why are you swinging in front of her? She's right behind you. She has a sheriff. Let her go first. Bad plan. Bad plan.
Where are you?
One steal.
How big's the gap from 0 to 300 RR? Well, quite large, I'd say.
Remember TP here.
In terms of like if you took 5 0 RRs versus 5 300 RRs, I think it'd be like 70% odds for the team with the 300 RR. Yeah, you bought the wrong gun for your plan. It's okay. We don't need to talk about that. Okay. That should have been our aggression round. How do we play it? Yeah, we didn't pop all of our Yuto. Just be careful. Yeah.
Let's get these idiots.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, Ice Bear, but once you play in a lobby, like your first high immortal or even radiant lobby, you notice nothing they're doing is anything that you can't do, but everything they're doing is so much more consistent than what you're doing. Like they're going to clear every angle much more consistently than you would clear. Like you'll get lazy every now and then. They're going to calm more consistently. It's just like the consistency just goes way up. There's nothing an Immortal 1 player can do that, or nothing a Radiant can do that an Immortal 1 can't do. Okay, Mark's 1. Deja vu. Here we go. Nice. Unfortunately, we got traded, but that's fine, right? Our jet should go infinite. She did not go infinite.
Still in sight.
Yeah, exactly. Hydrophobic. Like the accuracy of decision making is way more important than any like gun disadvantage.
Get out of my way. I'll find you. Face your fear.
Okay. Ooh, that's not good. I cannot believe you're alive.
78 on Fade. Out on sight. Fade's out. Dead.
Spike down A.
Jet left side of short.
Last player.
Yeah, we have to we should watch a bit more high level fades. I don't think you are comfortable using your suck. I haven't seen you throw it.
Where are you? Still waiting.
One locked garage window.
Bring them down. One enemy remaining.
She walks into our spawn.
Spike
I saw her
down,
walk in
C.
the garage window. I now.
Don't pick.
I'll find you.
Good, you backed up from that corner.
Back left.
I'm gonna join you. I'm coming over to you.
Yep, this is fine. Good round.
Where are you?
Okay. So, yeah, let's assume this eye's good real quick for the sake of discussion. We've been flanking very consistently, which is not a bad thing. However, this round is the type of round where I'd like to see us consider playing for map control instead of just flanking blindly. So we throw this eye, whatever. You know, it doesn't reach, it reaches, whatever. We get this space. Every now and then, just coming into cubby and knowing we have C on lock can be really valuable for the team. And then we might push out if we see them all A or something. We've been flanking quite a bit, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to kill you here.
Spike down A.
Like down.
Oh, one in garage.
Yeah, kind of like that, except she wasn't ready for you.
Last player standing. Get out of my way. No more dreams.
Nice trade.
I'll find you.
Omen smokes off our eye.
Does anyone else see? I'm gonna dog seal on.
Bring them down.
Oh, I'm gonna go back in.
One outside
Come
garage. I'm giving up C to watch garage. Going out to C. Jet dash to C. Pushing
Good comms,
CT.
good comms.
One is logs.
I'm down.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining. I'll find you.
A bit panic. Forgot to calm that eye.
Last player standing. Catch them.
Ooh.
For real.
That's unfortunate for us.
I wanted to have
I'm curious if you check your performance tab in the game when you pull up this game, how often you're throwing that suck per round. It's looking like 0.2 to me. It's definitely too low. Okay.
She would,
So that's like the homework I'm giving you here. The aggression, I'm liking it. It's looking a lot better. We need some more coordination
I'll find you.
with our homies.
You're blind with
Neon.
fear. Last
One in
player
garage.
standing.
Okay, okay. Good half. Calming, way better. Way better. Aggression, way better. I even throw the suck. That's why I said we need to watch. You do know how to seize nade? Yeah, but that's a gimme. That's a gimme.
my eye.
Everyone can use C's when they have a raise on their team. When are you supposed to throw the suck? Yeah, that's what we're going to watch
My eye.
a VOD for.
Dog in garage.
Bring them down.
Good eye, but notice it landed in our Omen smoke again.
Omen in garage.
We have the right idea. Also, our Omen threw such a bad smoke.
Red planet.
Nice.
Omen still garage. Might have gone CT.
Yeah, good comms, good comms.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Good round. Eyeball. It's just not in the right spot.
Enemy spotted B.
Throw. Full dog. Left side.
Bring them down.
Close right. Throwing eye.
That ability's so broken. Your dog just followed that guy all the way backside.
Bring them down.
Watch my back, watch my back, watch my back.
I'm watching window.
Nice.
Spike down B.
One more out there.
Last player standing.
Yeah. I think I've said this a bunch of times on stream now, and everyone's still making this mistake. I don't know why this is so common in lower ranks, but we know that our enemies on their eco rounds want to flank, right? Because you generally want to flank on eco round. And then I always see everyone go B on Haven against eco rounds. Like, the most common hit where flankers have the highest value. You know what I'm saying? Like, go A. Go C. Play slow default. Control the whole map if you want to hit B. We gotta be real careful here. All pushing on mid is just asking for this to happen to us.
Race into the spike site.
You guys want to try something weird?
Oh,
We could
I'm listening.
put an omen
There.
smoke right here. We all quiet walk up there so we can take like better fights for our shitty guns.
Bugging off of my
The important
gourd.
thing is we just have to wait for the smoke to come out.
Too bad we don't have a pop flash. This guy just swings with the hero vandal. Omen just smokes. Nah, you got the right idea. I love it.
Dogging garage.
Bring them down.
Planting. I'm gonna plant it for long.
Look at that.
Spike planted.
This call has a 100% win rate on my
One
stream so
enemy
far.
remaining.
All I'm saying.
Flawless.
Good round, good round. Love that from you. I'll always say the important part is making the call,
I'm
not
sorry,
whether or
I
not
thought I
your
was
teammates
calling an
follow
eco
it.
strat. I didn't realize you guys half fought last round. Okay, I'm gonna throw an eye for long and then dog sewer.
3, 2, 1, go!
I'll find you.
Dogging.
Bring them down.
Yeah, Dorklord, I pointed out this smoke the other round. The smoke he's throwing is so bad that his omen is throwing. Here, let me... So your omen keeps throwing a smoke here, which actually gives the defenders control of this backside area, which is really strong because if you can't push them out of backside, like they break your eye and this guy's just over here, then it's really easy for them to control all of C because they can just flood out the defenders this way and they don't have to worry about this angle at all. Omen can control it, and it's just it's such a bad smoke for your Omen to be throwing. That 3-2-1 go sound. I think one of his teammates is using a soundboard.
Dogging.
Nice.
Dogging close.
Yeah. Be a little careful here, right? We just killed that jet, and you're like, I'm gonna dog close. We do not need to check the right side, right? Wouldn't we have been swung by now by that guy?
Dogging. Dogging close.
So I would just dog left. Because here, Omen's in his smoke, you're in your dog. If that guy's there, he would have swung you by now and killed both of you.
Cover going out.
Long graffiti.
Heaven unsmokes.
There's one person CT lower.
This is nip, by the way, but with nitpicky. But with this smoke, I would have ran into the smoke and planted in it where it's exposed to heaven. Just as an extra option for my team in the post plant.
I'm just gonna ult this.
Nice ult.
Fade is lower. She's out.
Still waiting.
I'm not sure if the one you killed counts as a marked target, so I don't know if you've marked the last two or not. Any fade mains?
Where are you? One enemy remaining.
Last is heaven.
Yeah, sorry, Rupert. I still see Twitch chat. It'll be added into the Discord chat by like tomorrow.
I'm 23 health. Wait.
Player
Yes. Good trades.
Clipping next time you die. Whoa, 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 whoa. I never said it's a 100%. Z.
Dreams are a funny thing.
Of course you'll die from that angle. I'll die from that angle. It's all about hedging your bets. It'll be much faster if you just dog on the left there. And on average, it doesn't matter much that you didn't dog the right. Did you learn Molly Alarms' Brim? On bind? Yeah, for the front truck. And that's about it. Any other Molly lineup is kind of unnecessary. They're not bad, but you don't need to learn them.
Walking backside. Flat.
Bring them down.
Flat clear.
Face your fear.
Every round we're just pushing with this smoke.
Plant. Fade is garage.
Paid 120.
Yeah, you can just plant backs out here, no biggie.
Planning
One
for
enemy
backside.
remaining.
Yeah. How useful are post-plant lineups? I think they're very useful. However, 99% of you in chat are not mature enough to know them. What I mean by that is if you like go learn 10 Brim Molly lineups and various maps, you're going to play for them at the wrong times. And so I generally don't encourage people go learn them. I mean, it is only added value if you know them, right? However, if you know them and you use them at the wrong times, then it's like minus value.
Jesus.
You're in your
Christ.
30s, you believe you're mature enough.
It seems these strangers want me dead. They're not first.
Yeah, instead of telling some... Yeah, Pseudo's kind of right, Dorklord. If you're like smokers throwing that smoke, don't be like, yo, stop throwing that smoke. Be like, yo, can I get a smoke garage window and CT? And then they're out of smokes. You know? You just ask for smokes. Just be like, hey, can we smoke garage window? I want to push garage. And then can we smoke CT for my run out? And then you're like chilling. Instead of being like, yo, stop throwing that smoke. Because
We only
that's...
got 2 ults out of that.
You,
for-
they're humans with emotions on your teams. You have to keep that in mind.
Reloading.
Here.
Yeah, you shouldn't
Yeah.
do that, Landorca. Calling your teammates out is
I'll
just
throw an eye.
not the right type of mental state you should be in when you're playing solo queue. You should never like poke at your teammates for making a bad decision.
Again
now.
for long
Eyes
and
open.
dog short. Jet, do you want to go with me short with my dog?
Where are you?
The enemy fades name. We'll see next time he holds the scoreboard.
We did. Just gonna dog again.
Bring them down.
Right side, I think.
Trap
Oh,
destroyed.
maybe not.
Rotate.
Yeah, someone's on flank. And I'm out of info util.
I'm in right
You
now.
will not kill my allies.
Could be window.
This is really good improvement, Hydrophobic. I know your rank hasn't changed, but it's going to very soon. Anybody who's like ranked up
Let's go
in
to
video
garage.
games
I have eye.
can confirm.
Garage.
Skill acquisition comes in bursts. Like you'll be in one rank for a while, and then suddenly you'll just gain 300 RR. That's about to happen to us here.
How many things are out?
Omen out, CT. CT on C. Omen is,
Yeah, JPC, that might work in your lobbies, but if you ask like a Radiant player, hey, can I offer a piece of advice? Dude, they will ego you so hard. Especially when like half the time that player might be like a pro.
front sight. He smoked off garage.
One enemy remaining.
78. He got off.
Tapped.
Halved it. So
Oh. Okay. I've seen enough of this VOD, and I do unfortunately have a 9 a.m. meeting today. So we have to get your notes down. Okay. Okay, so here's our notes from last time. Our communication on our utility is super duper A-OK. Fabulous. So let's put general at the top again. We need to prep our agent a bit. We're playing initiator. We should come into the game with at least one decent prepped recon per site. Okay. So what does that mean? Let me my screen. So initiator is my flex role, right? I play initiator as a flex when I'm
30 seconds left.
My quiver is never
playing
full.
like in solo queue. So
Eyes
I've done my due diligence as an initiator role where I can throw, you know, I can recon A short. Let's go over B. I can recon C. Now, I'm not average Jonas. I don't have 500 lineups, but I've got good recon for each site. That's a good recon for hitting C. Okay? Nothing crazy. You don't need 50 lineups per map, but you need to be able to recon. You know, you need to at least be able to shoot recon that
Scanning ahead.
gets your team guaranteed info in the parts of the map that you're trying to contest in strong ways, okay? So we need to go prep just a little bit. I don't need us to have 500 lineups, okay? But I need you to have a lineup for a good fade eye for each site that you're gonna hit on any map that you're gonna pick fade. Okay, so if you're gonna hit C, I want you to have some type of god eye that reveals all of C, because I'm sure it exists, and there's no reason we shouldn't be throwing that. We're losing a lot of value on that. Okay, so we need to learn those lineups, and then when we're gonna throw them, we tell the team what we're gonna clear for them, especially for our duelist. So it's like, oh, hey Jet, you want to go short? I got a dart for you. It'll clear short for you. Or, oh, Jet, you're gonna go main? I got a dart for you. This will clear the back corner for you. And you shoot that dart or that eye, and now your duelist can go faster because they don't have to worry about this if the dart gets a scan off. Okay. Really useful to know what your eye is going to clear before you throw it. And you can only have that confidence if it's, you know, a prepared eye. You can't just wing it and be like, yo, Jet, I got an eye. It's going to clear main. Because you don't know that. You don't know it's going to clear main if you haven't prepped it, right? Okay. So back to the notes. Come into the game with at least one decent prep recon per site. When we throw this recon, tell our duelist / entry what is going to be cleared. This is important because when we tell them what it clears, generally that also means these are the angles that can shoot it, right? So when we throw like that recon A short, and I'm throwing a dart for A short,
Revealing area.
that dart gets instantly broken. Well, now you know that somebody is in the short area somewhere, right? Because it's very unlikely that they're defending A from over here, right? And they shoot your dart. They're generally either going to be playing short, main, and this heaven angle won't see it, which you should know. So you learn the pros and cons of your darts, where they can get shot from, or your eyes, and you tell the team, you're like, this is going to reveal these. If they break it, they're probably in this location. And that gives a ton of value to your entry frac. Okay, let's continue now. On to the notes. So we were dogging for our team really good on offense, okay? But on defense, we want some coordination. Coordinate our defensive strategy with +1 teammate. I give this advice to a lot of people, and that's because there's tons of value on the table and we're ready. So what I mean isn't necessarily with utility. It doesn't have to be the case. But what I mean is before the round begins, you're playing A with your jet.
Right here.
You just say to the jet, yo, if they're rushing, let's double short. Otherwise, I'm gonna fight for the orb. That's it. That's all you got to say. You just have to share your idea with that jet, and ideally, part of the idea involves her in a certain scenario, right? Or let's say we're playing C. Yeah, post that in the Pro Setups channel, Captain Planet. Okay, let's say you're playing C. Maybe you have a friend. Be like, yo, I can hold wide for you. You want to get up in the cubby. Or, yo, let's play backside together. I'll throw my recon front side when they're pushing out, and we'll both swing. You know, whatever. I don't really care what the plan is, but I care that it's not, I'm going to do this for myself, and this is how I'm going to play. It should be, hey, friend, we're going to play this defensive round this way, okay? Just one friend. Only one. You don't need to make 4 friends on defense, okay? And that's pretty much it. I liked what I was seeing. Let's be really careful. Be mindful that flanking is not our only aggressive option. We were flanking a tad too much. Taking aggressive space and posting up on it is another very valid and strong option. Okay, let's keep that in mind. We were flanking a lot. Appreciate you taking the time to submit a VOD, record it, bring it over, and working on what I pointed out last time, Hydrophobic. We're looking good. Good work, my dude. You're gonna rank up very soon. I'm a betting man, and I would bet on it. All right, everybody. I appreciate you all showing up. I'm hoping to have the Twitch chat integration here for tomorrow morning, so that everybody in Twitch chat who's on their phones and whatever, I see you typing. Your messages should show up on stream in this little Discord box by tomorrow. Appreciate everybody showing up. Bring up VODs. I'm gonna put that Viper Pearl guide up on YouTube. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I'd love to see clips of you guys all trying it out later on once it goes up. Appreciate all of you guys. Catch you later.